Peace, viewers. This is A Vision Entertainment once again. I am your host, Tommy Slaughter, and we have another special show tonight. From the Valley of the Kings to the Dark Ages, a true master of the mic, a spiritual lyricist with street-hardened wisdom. Give it up for the general of the 144,000 chosen few, Mr. Judah, the legendary priest. What's up, brother?
Yo, peace to the God, man. Thanks for having me.
Oh man, I thank you, man. We have a lot to talk about, man. And I just want to congratulate you too on a new single. We came to party.
Yeah,
It brings a high energy celebration vibe. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
yeah, and then how does this track, contrast with the darker, grittier, and more mystical boom bap underground sound you are traditionally known for?
So here's the thing. I need it. I'm always trying to think out the box. You know what I mean? I gotta get out of well, not get out of, but I be trying to be different from the Wu-Tang stuff that everybody's used to be doing. You know what I mean? So I always experiment with different tracks. Like a couple years ago, which is I actually just dropped the deluxe version to Legend of Sleepy Hollow Volume One.
Right, I got that.
So the deluxe version has this song called Rise Level Up while featuring Etsia. You know what I mean? And that's my sister from Sweden. She's the dance hall queen over there. So we did like, dance hall meets hip hop and EDM at the same token.
Okay.
A couple years ago I did a rock track. I did an EDM track actually with Audio Audio FX from London, called Sanctuary. Yeah,
Okay.
that song with this group called Maniac Agenda. They rock. And Audio
Yeah.
FX also did there's a love letter song that I did a couple years ago on Dark Ages. I gotta clear my throat.
Yeah. You got some hits. You got song after song.
I don't know what this is right here. Like
No, you
yeah,
good. You good.
that but with this, shout out to my producer, Juice the Witch Doctor, and definitely gotta shout out my sister Deani Star. You know,
Yeah.
I said on them tracks for like 4 months because I'm always in the mix, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I've been focusing on, I'm part of the 144,000 chosen few. That's my squad and my
Yeah.
company. Same token. So we've been recording our projects plus doing mad tours. And
Yeah.
I was like, yo, I had Juice up. It was probably like 9:30 in the morning. And I was like, yo, son, I need this, yo. What you think? And he sent me a folder with like 10 with like 10 pop joints. He's like, yo, you want to do pop? So actually he has an artist. Her name is Crystal Clear. So
Okay. Okay.
he actually sent me a single. I forgot the
Well,
name of the single, but it just recently came out and like, yo, it was amazing. And I was like, oh, you doing pop too, son? You know what I
yeah.
mean? I was like, yo, I need a pop record. And he had just produced on that Sleepy Hollow Love of Revenge album. He produced
Yeah.
a song called You Got Me, I Got You featuring CC Dash. So I was like, yeah, I need, you know what I'm saying? I need a pop joint, you know what I mean? Just I
Yeah.
don't know if I'm gonna make an album or not, maybe, but
Yeah.
just outside the box. So the only people that heard the track before it was officially released was my management team, a couple, like probably like one or two members from 144. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Okay.
Everybody that was just on it. I ain't tell nobody like the style. Cause I was like, yo, people, I don't want people to judge. Like, yeah, pop records. And I'm like, so when I submitted it to the distribution, Who Mag and
Yeah.
Sony Orchard, I was like, yo, I didn't even tell them what it was. I'm like, yo, I just sent you son your email before I upload it, let me know, da 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 da. So my brother Rob Swartz sent me back. He's like, "Oh, so you Pitbull now?" You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because the
Like,
way how you switched it up. Yeah.
the crazy thing is, he loved this. Like he's helping push it. He's like, "Nah, this is good for you. It's a good lane.
It's
You
banging.
you seem like you study. Because I study everything. I mean, I mix
Yeah.
master. I graduated from Full Sail. You know what I mean? Mixing them like audio engineering and science. So
Yeah.
I'm a student of all arts. You know what I mean? I'm not just going on social media looking at like fights and all that. I'm literally on the internet trying
Right,
to crafts. You know what I
right.
mean? So I literally studied pop records, how to write it, how to how to write it, pause, you know what I mean? Even how to mix the vocals. And shout out to my brother Blacksmith from One Lock Productions, Mellow. He came through to my crib because he with my sister and all that Fire Nation, and
Mhm.
I was like, "Hey, yo, I know it's early in the morning, but you popping up, but that's God, you know what I mean? It was meant for you to be here." He's like, "Yeah, what you want?" I was like, "Yeah, bro, I need you to adjust these vocals because it's different." And then he heard it. He sat here for like 3 hours, everything that
Oh,
I tuned and everything. Boop, 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 boop. All right, let's go to mastering. Say less. And now that's the finished product that you heard. So, but it's just always about thinking about, outside of the box. I don't want to be just known as a Wu-Tang affiliated
yeah,
artist. I don't
yeah.
want to be known as, what I mean, the hip hop boom bap type artist, you know what I mean? So I try to think out of the box. That's the best way to be, try to cover all corners of the craft.
When you let's just say when first of all, like what was the chemistry like in the studio with producer Juice the Witch Doctor, the Witch Doctor, when building the sonic landscape for this record?
So boom. This is the craziest thing that I can tell you, son. Like we met in the physical a couple times, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But the way that me and Juice works, because I'm not in New York no more, you know.
yeah,
So we doing a lot of this, a lot of Zooms. We talk on the phone, like if not every day, every other day.
yeah,
And then but we have so much of a brotherhood, you know what I mean, outside of music, that when we work on music, we have a consistent frequency, you know what I mean, between one another. You know what I mean? He know what I like. I know, you know what I mean, what he likes on it for tracks and everything before I write. Or even if I start writing, I might hit him up like, yo, I just did a rough to the track. Let me know what you think. So we emailing each other back, we like probably like 20 times before the first verse is even completed. And we do a lot of we use the same recording programs. Like he uses Pro Tools. I'm a Studio One Fender here, but I have Pro Tools. So we just sending out mixes, back and forth. We do collaborated engineering through our DAWs and everything. So we just have a consistent flow. You know what I mean? Like a workflow, and there's always constant communication. But that brotherhood between us,
it's
you know,
always there.
it's all there. You know what I mean? And it keeps us even, and it keeps us sharp.
Okay, okay. Like let's just say when you think about your catalog, right? All your music. I mean, it's dark. It's that gritty, right? When you think about that sound, oh, you still there? Okay. Yeah, yeah. When you think about your sound coming from that, the era up to now, like the dark, gritty music. When you first put on that beat for We Came to Party, were you hesitant or were you like doubtful, like, no, I don't know if I should put this out? Or you was really like adamant, like I'm gonna do this. I'm putting it out.
I was adamant because it was what I asked for. Like he sent me
Okay.
12. He sent me 12 different joints.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like so, it's like he sent me tracks all the time. Don't get it wrong.
yeah.
When I asked for a specific thing,
He did it.
he's like, "Yo, I got you." He said, "Give me some time." Boom, 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 boom. Yo, check your email. And every like all 12 that he sent me was
Yeah,
everything that I wanted. You know what I mean? Um, and here's the thing. I don't really care. I really don't care what people think.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And even if people want to joke, or he doing the Pitbull thing, all right, well, I'm a douchebag by nature. I just got to put that out there. I really, when I say I don't care about anything, it's like really I don't care. So
Yes.
when I say that is when people want to joke and want to clown or do whatever,
Yeah.
I'll be like, well, I'm in every market of the music
That's
industry.
right. That's right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? So, and I'm a businessman. And like I said, I study everything. I studied the business. That was my minor in college too, was you know what I mean,
Business.
was business law and entertainment. You
Yeah.
know, so let's just think about it. If any, like when I say I don't care about what people say, people think about, when with the music. Now I will hope that people love it. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But when it comes to like, personal opinions, it's like, yeah, why you do that? I'm not gonna do that because what I understand is publishing.
Yeah.
I understand market, what I mean, and promotions. So
Right.
while people clowning, I'm climbing in different markets. See, this hip hop industry is oversaturated. I said that in plenty of records. It's really
It is.
oversaturated. And watch this. Everybody, I ain't gonna say sound alike, but they sound similar
They do. They
from
do.
from artistic view to even production, right? Which means that if you're just looking at DSPs like Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, and all that, what people don't know, for one, when you cuss on records, they put you on the left side with everybody that cuss, and it ain't that many records that nobody cuss on. So,
Wow.
and I tell 144 all the time, we ain't doing no cussing. So we won't be on the right side while still getting left side publishing.
That's right.
So now with that being said, you got different genres. So again, a record with no cussing on the left, no, a
No,
record
no.
with cussing on the left
Yeah.
and a record with no cussing on the
On the
right.
right.
And now I'm in a different genre, getting different playlists on these DSPs. I don't care what nobody think
You're
because
not supposed to.
I mean, because at the end of the day, I'm working and I'm staying focused on the craft. You know what I mean? And my air likes is the same way with me. You know what I mean? You know,
Right.
even when people hear this new 144 music that, we already teased off the deluxe version of the Sleepy Hollow album. Listen to Wildin' Out, listen to A minor. You know what I mean? Like we doing different things, and it's always better to not give people what they expect.
That's right.
You know,
That's
you
right.
know?
You throw a curveball.
And here's the thing too, like when we talking the market and everything, if you keep doing the same old thing over and over and over, and it may work for you, but you're not going to receive new fans like
Right.
that. But when you in the different markets, you know what I mean, it's a whole different ball game.
Because now you got all these other new fans. We talking about from all over because the pop thing bring in a whole bunch. It's a whole era now. New fans.
Yeah, but the pop records and everything, it gives you more opportunity also.
Opportunity.
You
Right.
know, you could either be Jay-Z, and Jay-Z is major, or you could be Will Smith with the music.
Yeah.
I ain't talking about actor Will Smith. At the end of the at the end of the day, if you people was the last time that I checked, Will Smith was the highest paid rapper.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Everybody, no, man, it's just Jay-Z. No, my guy. He good off of investments and he good off that first album, but
Yeah.
Will Smith crossed over to a different lane, that different
Yeah. He
market.
did. Excuse me.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm
Well,
in
so,
the same boat, Lord. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
brother, I want to hit all markets. You know what I mean? Like, what's gonna get me back overseas?
Right.
You
That
know what
that
I mean?
pop.
And they pay more overseas. You know,
That's what I'm hearing. Yes, they
you
do.
get, you get more. So let's think about it like this: if I don't cuss on records, and I'm always thinking radio, right? As a matter of fact, let me back it. Since I don't cuss on records, it's two things happen. For records I do got to cuss on, I'll create a whole nother version of the record with no cuss words. That way it's not cut out in
That's
anything.
right. That's right.
There's a dirty version, there's a clean version. Same song, two different ISRC codes and two different UPC codes, two different publishing codes. So now one record is doubling up my bread on the writers and the publisher side. And the writers pay you the small amount, your PRO pays you the most, right? So now if I'm creating a record that has no cussing on it, that gets me almost anywhere, even my content, you know what I mean, of
Right.
what I'm saying,
Right.
I'm strategic with. I might one day I might be performing in the club, next day I might perform it at a church or a mall set, or you know what I mean, or a community event. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's
Yeah.
why I talk about certain subject matters like I used to. You know what I mean? It's called maturity for one.
It
And
is. It is.
then so watch this. So even with that being said, though, I register you know what I mean, my set list after I perform. So now I'm getting
Wow.
ESP money, right? I'm getting mechanical royalties. The money I get from the shows,
Wow.
take out merch. You know what I mean? I'm tripling up my bread.
Wow.
So
You got.
if I get an opportunity to go overseas,
Mhm.
I'm cross marketing, right?
Right.
I'm gonna get a
That's right.
bigger
And
opportunity, a bigger bag, and still, you know what I mean? I'm still going to register the set list and make more bread. Business
wow.
one.
That's the business 101. You already got the plan mapped out. So who said and if they talk, you let them talk, let the watch the money pile. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, I wish I knew the answer. I don't. I heard that before. I
I
don't know
think 50-50. I think he said that.
more. It
But
sounds like Fifth would say.
yeah, yeah. That's dope, man. I mean, you learning the business. It's like you already done got the business down pat. I know you're still learning, but you got it, man, because it's
So
important.
what I tell people is, man, if you can't learn something, even at your age, you know what I mean? If
Yeah.
you can learn something new every day, then you ain't living life right.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
You know, we live to evolve. So each
Right.
day that we wake up is a new day, a new beginning. We have to
Right.
be better than what we was the day before. So we have
Right.
to evolve. So if we ain't learning nothing and we doing the same old thing, then we just stuck in translation.
You're wasting your time. You're wasting your life.
Yeah. Yeah, so I strive to learn something new. I
Every
want
day.
to learn every day. I want to learn not just one, maybe two, maybe five. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm constantly. I got a whole bachelor's degree. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
just applied to go back for my master's for audio engineering and science. You know what I
Wow.
mean? But I'm on the internet, not just YouTube every day. You know what I mean? I'm looking up new mixing technique, new mastering techniques. Yo, what's the newest site to promote music on? I'm on that.
Right. That's
You
right.
know,
Right. Right.
like
Learning more and more business. That's right.
shout out to my managers. You know what I mean? You know, I'm always talking with them, and I'll be like, look, yeah, we got to do this, and then like they on point with it, and then right before they hit me, I'm hitting them with like, yo, this is what I found, so I'm helping out too. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you gotta like forget this. Everything is time management, but I gotta learn something new every day. You
That's
know
right.
what I mean?
Right.
That way I got a big outcome.
You stay on it. You
And
stay on
then,
it. That's what you do.
and then I don't gotta worry about nobody signing me. I keep doing it for Dolo, owning everything 100%. You know what I mean? Make a
Right.
better bag.
That's right. So, but you were signed to a label, right? You were signed to was it Sony?
Um, well, in the beginning when I first started,
Yeah.
I was signed to Fourth Man Records, Sony Red,
Okay.
uh, for my album, The Sacrifice. That got shelved. That got shelved. Uh,
Wow. Wow.
no, man, to be honest with you, now looking back on it, I'm like, yeah, a lot of my music was good, but it wasn't ready. You know
Okay.
what I mean? I was signed to Chamber Music, a Wu-Tang label,
Yeah.
Chamber Music Records.
Right.
I was signed to Method Man's Meth Lab label.
Yeah. Yeah.
Me and
Yeah.
my
You got it.
Me
Mhm.
and my boy 90 created the first label, LQJP Music. That was his first and last name initials and then Judah Priest, you know what I mean, initials.
Yeah.
Um, and shout out to Rob Swartz who gave me the opportunity to create 144 Records and be distributed through Humag distributions and Sony Orchard. You know, and it's not just like hey, got distribution. Like we have talks, we have targeted meetings. You know what I mean? We do everything. And shout out to my first management, OTV Entertainment, because when I first started out, and I mean like I was already like doing music. This wasn't allowed to record because I was young. I was with Buddha and Brooklyn Zoo, and OTV was managing me. And the greatest thing that they could have ever did was they took a book and
Yeah.
they took the cover of the book off. So they gave me a book with it just had blank surface, no writing on it. And they said, yo, read like this the joint was built like a Bible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And they said, yo, you got a month to read it and understand it. And then we're gonna have a conversation. You know, shout out to Sean Grant, Damon Butler. That book was entertainment contracts from the
Wow.
industry. So we talking about like I want to say like 9.5, 9.6.
Yeah,
No, and I was on public transportation. I was a youngin, you know what I mean?
at the
And
time, yeah.
I'm out. I was out in Philly at the time, you know what I mean? And I was on the train every day. Go to school, read the
Hmm.
book early in the morning, read the book during lunch, get out of school on the way home, read the book. You know what I mean? Read the book on the way back home. And I went to Dobbins, so it was only Lehigh to Wyoming.
Yeah, that's all Lehigh. Yeah, the 22nd Lehigh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so like you know what I mean. That was a short ride, you know. But
yeah.
the walk, the walk from 22nd to Lehigh to Broad Street
Broad
was
Street.
infinite. You know what I mean?
Now,
So
now that, yeah,
yeah,
that's different level.
I'm reading and walking and got headphones on at the same too. They used to call me Radio Raheem.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
because you had the headphones on reading. Wow.
I always just been in tune with the craft. Like I ain't gonna front. I did 5 years of high school. I ain't never really paid attention to like the schoolwork. But when it came
Yeah,
to like, the music and the music business, I was always in tune. Like even to the day, you know, I got good brothers, mentors that's been in the game have really done it. Like shout out to Perry P. You know, he used to work
yeah,
for the Scope, you know, and whatnot.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
he put major figures and everybody on. My brother Rich Waller, you know, what I mean, I've been knowing him. I met him through Supreme Resurrector, probably
yeah,
like 12, 15 years ago. And if I need any information and advice, or we go sit down, you know what I mean, when we
yeah.
all together, I'm picking his brain, you
Oh, you
know.
good. Yeah,
TV gave me that book, so yeah, I got to learn every day. I want to evolve, man. That's why I got these gray hairs in my beard.
yeah, that's right. Because you know, it's wisdom. Gray hair is wisdom. God tell you that.
I
You
want to
know,
be Noah. I want to have patience like Noah.
that's right. That's right. That's right. Yup. And you know, when you say the 144, I got so many questions that I want to get them in. But you know, because I'm always reading the scriptures, man. Like I'm always in it. And you know, that's really the children of Israel, 144,000. That's their whole lineage. That's
True,
their family. You know what I
true.
mean? I'm like, oh, he deep. I said, truly deep.
Hey, you know the crazy thing about it is, man, and if you focus on society today,
Yeah,
it's still a living testament. Like we are God's chosen people, but
yeah,
the problem is we don't know who we are.
lost.
You look at society in a way, you know what I mean, and everything happens in spurts, you know what I mean? Reaganomics, you know, Desert Storm 9/11, you know what I mean, things like that. And you gotta remember we enslaved ourselves first before slavery even happened.
That's
And
right.
then we did it to ourselves first. You know what I mean, before Africa was Africa. You know what
That's
I mean?
right.
200 years of the Europeans living in Africa, you know what I mean, studying our culture, studying our language, studying our music, how we did our architectures, the creators of all that. And we slowly, once we went into captivity, because
Yeah,
a lot of people think that we was taken, like they was just kidnapping Africans. Nah, man, we was traded. We was traded for silver, gold, and guns. Real
yeah,
talk. Um, and once we were separated, everybody went to fro here and there, you know what I mean? And we lost who we was because we were separated. Families were separated. So you look into the society, families are still separated.
they are. They are. He's separated.
Further losing our identity. So we have to have that knowledge, you know what I mean? And that self-esteem and that self wisdom, that knowledge of self to find out who we really are. The good thing about it for me was my family, you know what I mean, is they indoctrinated into, you know what I'm saying, the scriptures, and even the Quran. So I was always fascinated outside of music, I was always fascinated um by that type of heritage. Like I dig deep into the scriptures, I dig deep into the into mathematics and knowledge of self, you know, and the Quran, you know, and I don't like for me is yeah, I'm a believer in the most high, you know what I mean? But the one thing that separated us was knowledge and interpretations, you know. So just because we might have different faith bases don't mean that we both wrong. You know what I mean? Some because if a person can come to me and say something that I can add to my life force that's positive and keep me vote motivated, is that information wrong? It's not. You know what I mean? And it's all about interpretation, you know. So that, even when we came up with 144, like I got my meanings for, as far as when Nas was like, hip hop is dead. I'm like, well, how hip hop is dead? We talk about a culture that was for us by us, you know what I mean, which was products of our environment, um, which is also, what I mean, built on the message because before hip hop, we needed it out. We didn't have anything that was really our very own. We took over disco and funk, yeah, you know what I mean, but we didn't. We use hip hop like women's liberation. I've been using this example forever, but it's the correct. When we wanted to talk about women's liberation, you had Moni Love and Queen Latifah.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Even simple high school crushes. Like remember hip hop was fun? You
yeah,
had hip hop crushes, like simple high school crushes. Moni Love
that's
came
right.
out with Moni in the
Money in the
middle.
middle.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Even with the things that was going on in our community before hip hop was truly separated and all that, we had all in the same gang. When the East and West Coast, I mean not the
that's
East and
right.
West Coast, when
It was, yeah,
the Bloods and Crips and
that's
what
right.
was going at it. They was calling they truce and they came out. We all in the same gang.
That's
You know,
right.
what I mean? They was fighting police brutality. They put their
Hmm.
guns down amongst themselves. You know what I mean? It came
Yeah,
together. We all in the same gangs. So it was just different things like that. You know what I mean? That we all just gave a voice to what we was going through and how we was feeling, whether good or bad. So to me, you know what I mean? I know Nas, he was saying like, yeah, it's just not that many hip hop artists. We're not saluting those who was doing it, or you know what I mean? It ain't no more poor righteous teachers. Ain't no more X
yeah. It's
clans.
about the music. Hmm.
But at the same token, hip hop can never be dead when I'm still alive, and I deem myself the messenger. Just to keep bringing that feel like hip hop was always that teaching vessel. And I mean, this is
Yeah,
just my interpretation. It could be me something, something different to somebody else,
yeah,
but at the same token, like I'm a messenger. You know what I mean? I was sent forth to bear a message, to give life. So like even when I said earlier, I don't talk about the same things. To see I was younger then and I thought those was the things that I needed to say, I needed to do. Even though I was in that, that type of lifestyle, I was very, attitudinal, violent, stuff like that. But again, evolving and just really finding out who I am, and really living comfortable, with who I am. I wasn't meant for that. I was always supposed to be the messenger. I don't need to be the best. I just need to be heard, whether it's 1 or 2,000. You know what I mean? That's just me. So that's what the 144,000 chosen few represent. You know what I mean? It's going to take the chosen few, to keep this message alive. You
yeah,
know what I mean? And bring forth life in the music. You know what I mean? That's another reason why even with my solo music, we took it more theatric, like again, Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Like that's one of my favorite stories. You know what I
yeah.
mean? About my folk tales, and
Hmm.
I just gave it life in the hip hop version. And I like doing different things with hip hop. A couple years ago I did the Resistance with the that incarnation of 144, and that whole video we was dressed up as cowboys and cowgirls. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
stuff like that. And I have trying to make hip hop fun again. You know,
yeah.
so yeah.
You took it back. You took it back to that Western, that good feel. You know what I mean?
But the
And
last time, the first time it happened was the symphony. The second time that it happened,
that's right.
it was the Fuji's Cowboys, and it wasn't done for a very long time until I did it. Like
But
I
but but
tried
you know who was did it though? Sadat X, Wild Cowboy. When he
a
had
Wild
the
Cowboy. Yeah, 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 yeah. Dot
yeah,
dot.
yeah,
Yeah, it died.
yeah,
Yeah,
Dot did it.
right after Cowboys, didn't me? You right. You right.
Yeah,
But that's even another thing. Like I even believe in being an innovator. I remember like these versus battles and stuff.
yeah.
that that's so popular now. I got video to prove everything that I'm saying. So back in 2016 or 17, me and Supreme the Resurrector and DJ CL Smooth did the first we did the first online concert.
For the concert.
We did the first
Wow.
online concert. We did it on Periscope.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Everybody was clowning us for doing it. You know what I mean? They was
Yeah.
clowning us for doing it. Now look,
Yeah.
you know,
Everybody.
ain't nobody. I ain't saying they stole it from us, but I'm just saying, like, yo, I got receipts.
Yeah, yeah. Do you
Yeah,
have footage of that stuff?
yeah, I still got it. As I said, I got receipts. I got a hard drive with the whole concert on there. We did it at WBNC Brick and Change Radio. You know, what I mean, there was DJ CO Smooth's radio station. He still is still
Yeah.
up and running. You know, what I mean, we did it in that building. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
Anyway,
You know, I don't want to say the name wrong. Diana Starr. Is it Diani?
Deani,
Diani Starr.
a
You know,
sister.
she adds a distinct vocal layer to the single, right? But what does she bring to the track's final atmosphere?
Life,
So,
life, crazy story. She came to my studio. She came to my home studio too. This is how bad I wanted to get this track done.
uh,
I send her. I say, yo, sit. Like when I tuned in, like to really start writing, it took
yeah.
me took me a half of a day. Normally I write like this, but I wanted to take my time. That was on a Tuesday. I never record during the week. I always
Okay.
record Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But I was so hyped for this song. And I
Yeah.
was like, yo, sis, boom, 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 boom. I need you. She said, bro, I got you. You don't got no worry. So we trying to figure out the time. And I would have just recorded. Normally I would have just waited till she got here and record my parts, and then we would have
Yeah.
added on like that. Because even with 144, we write together. We don't write separate.
Okay.
Write together. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
She came in.
As a team. Mhm.
But see, I literally wrote the whole song. I,
Okay.
I wrote the chorus. I was in here giving directions. I said, yo, sis, whatever you want to change, boom, boom, boom. You want to change some words, some lines. This is just how I heard it in my head. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And yo, she said, no, we're gonna do what you want. I don't worry about it. 'Cause the bad thing about it, she was on the way to the studio. I forgot that I didn't send her
The
the
whole
pre-
thing.
in lyrics, you know what I mean, for the chorus
Yeah.
and the bridge.
Hmm.
And I was like, shoot, she about to be here. So that means she just heard what I did, and that was it.
That she.
And she came in. I was like, you look, da 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 da. I'm not a singer. I can sing, but I'm not a singer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she said, no. What you hear? I said, blah, 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 blah. I said, yo, matter of fact, I just want to hear melodies, humming, all that. Turn the mic on now. Like the mic I'm on now, this is my double XL V69. So it's like it comes with a preamp bass that I gotta
Okay.
put everything into the interface. It's a vintage mic, but it's this I'm not even supposed to be using it now, but it was just the closest thing to me.
Yeah.
It's literally for singers.
Okay.
Every
Yeah.
other microphone, I got like 60 mics, some hip hop, some singers, but this is the best mic out of my since my AKG C414 is my best vocal mic. But I had just got this, and I really wanted her to test it out. She was the
I
first,
see.
you know what I mean? And when I tell you, she started humming and I'm like, yo, nah, we need layers.
Wow.
And yo, what y'all heard, what y'all hear on the track? Yo, all organic, all love, boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom. 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours. But we recorded probably for like 45 minutes.
What, 2 hours because y'all was trying to get it clear, the vocals down right, everything crystal clear.
Yeah, we
Okay.
we yo, we, I'm a strategic person, God. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, like every single thing that I do, I'm to the T. I'm minute to the very decimal point. You know what I mean? So and she's like that also. It was like, all right, what you here? Boom, 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 boom. Let's try this. Da, 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 da. All right, cool. I like that. Let's lay it. Boom. All right, next section. What you hear? Are you rocking with the chorus? And she's like, nah, we good. But then it got to the bridge. I was like, I don't like the bridge that you know what I mean, that I
Yeah.
did. She said, yo, give me like 5 to 10 minutes, played the music, turned my video game on. By the time the joint powered up, she was like, I got it. I'm like, yo, I just sat here. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
nah, but Deani, yo, she's amazing. Like, I work with a lot of female singers, CC Dash, um, Keyshawn K, like they all in it, and they all crystal clear. You know, they all in the they just got that it factor
They're
because
nice. Yeah,
they wanted themselves. You know
yeah,
what I mean? And the work ethic is like phenomenal. It's like so amazing. You know, so that just makes it easier in the studio.
that's
You know,
right.
what I mean? She bought
That's
like
right.
if you ask me what she bought life because it was just something that was in my head that I was just like, yo, we just gonna try it. And she
Yeah,
gave that she birthed that.
she killed it. Yeah, her voice is yeah, it's all over. She brought life to it, like you said.
Yeah.
Wow. You know what's crazy? Like when you look at your entire song list, which track served as the definitive turning point for your sound as a solo artist?
It wasn't none of the hip hop joints, I tell you.
Oh yeah,
So if you go back to my album Dark Ages, right,
Dark
that's my
Ages.
first
Yeah, yeah.
not my first released album,
Hmm.
right? But it's the first released as far as a platform,
Yeah,
right?
platform.
On
Yeah.
the street. You know what I mean? If you look, it's a song by I wrote I co-wrote in with Ali McGuire.
Okay.
She's a phenomenal engineer, singer, and she used to manage Whitney Payton also. Um, there's a song called Follow Me.
Okay.
The
Follow
song
me.
was for her, it was originally for her project, but she scrapped that project. So I was like, if you don't mind, let me just put this on my album, you know.
Hmm.
And I really was just asking for it because I did it, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I just put it on as a filler. But I got twins, so I got six altogether. But my twins is my youngest ones, so they was about like three.
Yeah.
And I don't even know how to even heard the song, but it's like, yo, come follow me to. I'm like, I turned around.
Yeah. Yeah. How you yeah.
It is both of them. I have a boy and a girl, they twins, right? I'm
Yeah.
like, what y'all just say?
How did they hear it?
I have no idea. I have no idea. Yo, my son, no, they 16 now. They just turned 16, right? So this is yes. I gotta tell my son, yo, stay off my YouTube channel, B.
Oh,
He's
okay.
like,
Oh, that's what it is.
I love the fact that they in tune with it. But so I'm like, I don't even like this song. I'm a hip hop head, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my most that's like, that was the beginning. Like everybody loved that joint. I'm like, I'm not performing that.
Yeah.
There was a song called Party and BS. I'm not gonna cuss on there. It's Party and BS, you know
Hmm.
what I mean? And that's Preem, like Supreme the Resurrection. I'm like, yo, I don't feel like doing this track. And then Lights Out him too. Like they like that joint by DJ 7.
Lights out.
I mean, I'm like, so so when I'm performing,
Yeah.
these fools be sneaking that song on my set list. I'm like, yo, dude, like, why we performing old joints, God? Like,
Yeah.
wilding. But they sneak it, then the crowd go crazy. I'm like, yo, this tripping. But my most definitive is the song Sanctuary. What I was telling you about
Sanctuary.
the EDM joint.
Yeah.
That's my
So
only song that actually ever charted, majorly charted on both
wow.
US and international charts.
So that was the song that took off.
That's the song that took off. So like I said, it was never any of the hip hop joints.
It was that one, Sanctuary.
Yeah, it was Sanctuary.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Boy, were you surprised?
I'm still surprised. And it's hard to surprise me because I'm like, how?
Yeah.
And Supreme the Resurrector, you know what I mean? He had to break it down to me. He said, yo, the joints that we don't like, that's the ones that everybody gonna love.
They're the ones that it hit. Yeah.
But that when this happened, it was like, this is why I had the train of thought when I said earlier when I don't care what anybody say,
Right.
because you know what I mean, I'm going while everybody on the left, I'm on the right. I'm on a whole different genre, you know?
That's right. That's right. That's right.
That's one
Wow,
of the
that's
top joints to chart.
wow, that's and then this song right here, we came to parties on another level because now you don't went from because people is not going to understand that switch. They're like, how he go from this to that? But that song is going to be the one too that fly off the handle.
Sure indeed. Like and again, I keep saying Pitbull, but if you all remember Pitbull before he became who he is now, you know what I'm saying? He was a rapper.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, he was,
and
and And now he up there. He up now.
Even Nori. Remember he was doing reggaeton?
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Record, I remember that.
And like
Yeah.
reggaeton put him on the map.
Yes, it did.
Him, Nina Sky, all of them, you know what I mean? So
It
you know,
did. It did put him on.
but here's the thing, man. I wish artists, I'm not downplaying nobody. I love everybody. Even the ones that people say ain't good, I respect them and I still love their music because they put their heart, you know what I mean, their mind and passion behind their craft. I don't hate on nobody unless you
Mhm.
tell it quality. But that's another story.
Yeah, I hear you. I
But
hear you.
but yo, artists, we have to stop. We have to stop being scared to venture out, you know what I mean, and do different things. You know what I'm saying? We have to be all around artists. Whether you a rapper, you a R&B singer, even a poet, you know what I mean? Like if you take, let's go to like actors, right?
Mhm.
The one thing actors, when they got to be triple threats, they got to be able to sing, dance, and act,
That's
right?
right. That's right.
Even being a triple threat, you can sing, right? But there's so many ways of singing, right? Different genres we done spoke on. You got to
Right.
be able to dance. There's classical, hip hop, modern.
Mhm.
So it's different branches that you got to master, right? And then so we sing, dance, and now acting. You really got to be a method actor.
That's right.
By the way, I took acting classes, so I know the lingo.
But I have all those questions for you though. Like, I was ready for you.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
So but yeah, like you so even the three things that you gotta be good at, you gotta master, there is still 12 to 20 branches behind that you
Yeah.
gotta master. You know what I mean? That's why you see a lot of actors go to Broadway where they not on screen. Or you got a lot of actors that was on screen going to TV, a lot of TV going to Broadway or the screen. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So why is artists? Why is artists? Why don't we try to master our craft and do every single thing?
That's right.
I
That's
mean,
right.
like, I don't. You'll be honest with you. I don't even listen to hip hop like that. I listen to more blue, like 80s, 90s blues. A lot of Phil
Yeah.
Collins, George Michael, even Boy George.
Yeah.
A lot of Parliament funk. You know,
Mhm.
Sade. You know what I mean? Which that was my little shout out. I gotta put this out there because my dad just passed away, and Sade was like his
Yeah.
favorite. You know what I
I'm
mean?
sorry to hear that. Yeah.
Appreciate
Yeah.
it. You know.
Yeah.
So that's who I get my music from. And my mom, she used to sing too. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
they did they 1-2 around Philly. Um, so like yeah, but I'm listening because when I listen to other music, it
Mhm.
allows me to be more creative and like a good headspace space to be creative. I listen to bluegrass music.
Okay.
I listen to classical music.
Classical.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Man, again, I got a song called Horseman at the Opera. My favorite rock band is Queen. I don't care what
Okay.
nobody. Queen is
Okay.
my favorite rock band. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Wow. Do Queen want to sing "We Will Rock You"?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did. We will rock you. They actually wrote the greatest song ever written called Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what that is. Yeah. Bohemian Rhapsody. Yeah.
Um, we are the champions. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
Ready Rebel and stuff like that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I listen to a lot of Chicago. You know what I mean?
Okay.
A lot
Okay.
of Everly Brothers, a lot of Nat Cole, Natalie Cole, a
Natalie
lot of
Cole.
BB King. So like, yeah, my playlist is bipolar. You know, you might cry and laugh. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Know what I'm saying? Um, but I listen to like and I still listen to like I just got finished list. I do listen to hip hop sometimes when I go to the gym. Like
Okay. Okay.
I just listened to NWA's The Grand Finale. I love that song because
Yeah.
I think Ice Cube is an amazing writer. You know,
That's banging. That was banging.
I listened to
Yeah.
some old school LL the other day. You know,
Mhm.
and then a lot of time on my playlist too. It depends who's in the car. I'm doing
Yeah. Yeah.
being a I'll just play some. I'll play some Hanson. I had my kids in the car yesterday. I played Bop. I rolled their windows down and locked their windows. And I was just
Yeah.
singing Bop, a doobie bop, bop. Just embarrassing them. So you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But yeah,
Wow.
we gotta as artists, it's mainly hip hoppers and rappers. Yo, don't be scared to evolve and try. You know what I mean? Try different musical genres. You know what I mean? You never know. You might excel at it, and
You
that's what's
got
going to show you.
Yeah, think outside the box. You got to think outside of that. You know what I mean? Yep. Your music often carries heavy spiritual and street commentary. Which song or track list was the most emotionally difficult for you to write? I mean, for you to write and record. I know it had to be one song.
It was a song on my Valley of Kings album called Mark. It's called Mark.
Wow. Okay. So that was
Uh,
difficult.
yeah, that was difficult. That was my older brother. He was murdered on 22nd of Lehigh by my school.
Wow. Okay.
And
Okay.
yeah, the Chinese spot right next to the deli. He was murdered. He was murdered on the inside. They walked up and they let off. Then there's a song that I used to sample from Ever Essence. They song Immortal. I can't think of the name. It's on the Valley Kings album too.
Mhm.
Um, that was about my best friend. She went through a lot. You know what I mean? And she fought depression and everything. And I just remember one day, you know what I mean, that I know she's not gonna even mind me sharing the song because she, you know what I mean, she's past that. But
Okay.
yeah, she was going through things and battling the depression, and I remember getting a phone call, and I rushed over to her crib, and her husband opened the door, and she's sitting on a window ledge on the fifth floor. You know what I mean? And I ran over to her. I'm like, yo, what? Don't even open the door for me. Go grab her. You know,
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
if he did that, then she probably would have. But it was me, and I was able to get to her and bring her back in. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay.
So those are the most difficult songs to
So,
write.
so right. Wow,
Yeah.
that's sad with that situations. How long were you in Philly and where were you from? What part?
I was born in Philly. So everybody hit my New York accent like, oh, he a New Yorker. Nah,
Yeah,
I'm
because
not.
that's what I had. I had New York all
Uh,
the things. Yeah.
Nah, I'm an adopted New Yorker. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay.
I was born in Philly. Um,
Yeah.
I was a bad kid. You know what I mean? So
Really?
blame my mom. You know what I'm saying? I was born in a nice town section, but I lived all over. I'm in Philly right now. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
so yeah, like I was I forgot how old I was, but I was young. I don't really think I was like 10. I know I wasn't 10, but I got locked up. I got locked up, you know what I mean, for some things in the street and whatnot, and theft, you know what I mean? So I caught a couple charges, and you know, and my whole family lives on the same block, both sides of my family. So
Yeah.
that a whooping, you know what I'm saying? Like I had to go from house to house. It's like
Every
13
yeah.
houses in my family. So as I got, yeah, they slave beat me. Mom, my mom, she put me in a car, moved me up to, she drove me to New York, dropped me off to my uncle up in Harlem, off on 125th.
Oh, okay. That's how that went down.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So
Definitely
so
how it
the,
went.
so the age you left was you were still young. When you left Philly, you was like what?
I was, I was, I'm young. I think I was probably like 7 or 8, to be
Oh, you
honest.
left right. Okay.
I
Okay.
was 7 or 8. But here's some advice I mean, from me to a parent right now, right? If you want to offer your child something different, and you don't want them to be in the streets, don't send them to New York.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Like, my mom literally sent me to Harlem, to Harlem, during
I'm
Frank
all,
Lucas era. Like,
I'm
no,
always up there.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm saying at this time when I got shipped, I was there during the Frank Lucas era. I was in Harlem. So you take
Wow.
me from Philly, it ain't no difference.
It's worse. It's
And I
worse.
didn't learn. I didn't learn my lesson till I came
Yeah.
back. Because I was going to go to school. I was going to go to school up there, but the agreement was, nah, you know what I mean? He going to be up here. He going to be up here for the summer. Going to send him back. The holidays, he back in New York and whatnot. We don't want him. We don't want him out here. You know what I mean? But then my uncle who lived in Harlem had a twin brother. I got in more trouble after that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So my mom,
Wow.
so my family, my whole family is originally from 96 South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
They sent me to 96 South. I didn't go back to New York. They
You
sent me
you
to
went
90.
to
They
South
got a twin.
Carolina.
Yeah, so my uncle in Harlem got a twin brother in 96 South Carolina, and my other uncle, he the oldest of them all. My grandmother's brothers.
Hmm.
Yeah, I ain't last 3 days. I'm like, yo, Nah, I'm good. I'm good. But they sent me back to Philly. I went back to Harlem, you know what I'm saying, to finish out, the summer and everything. I learned my lesson then. You know what I mean? I still got in trouble later on in life, but then,
But you learned your lesson then.
yeah, so that's why, like, when I fully moved to New York, like when I fully moved, because I was already moving around with my older brother. My older brother is Buddha Monk, you know what I mean, from Wu-Tang. You know,
I interviewed Buddha Monk, yeah.
that's my I don't know if you knew that or not, but that's my older
No, I
brother.
did, and see, I was that's my next one of my next questions. I was going to ask you when you moved to New York, that was your family house you went to, Buddha Monk and them
No. He was in Brooklyn.
at that time. Okay,
I was with my grandmother's brothers.
okay.
I was with my grandmother's, on my mom's side. I was with her brothers.
All
They
right.
was they was old school military. Like,
Yeah. I already know. Mhm.
when I started moving, like, yo, he didn't even let me rap though. Buddha didn't even let me do all that. You know what I mean? He had me around.
Okay.
Now, yo, our boot camps, like, yo, that's why I think, the artist development is, needs to still be imperative, because, like, yo, I remember boot camps with Brooklyn Zoo. It was like, yo, all right, you get three chances, man. If you mess up, for every mess up, you got, yo,
That's right.
get
That's
through
right.
your verse. It's either
That's
50
right.
push-ups or 50 punches.
50 punches.
Yo,
One.
and
Yeah.
I'll be picking the put because I was athletic, you know what I'm saying? I was picking the push-ups. They was like, nah, little nigga, pop, 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 pop. You
That's
know,
right.
that's why I write real fast too, But yeah, like, my life hasn't always been great, but I've been blessed. You know what I mean? So even when it comes down to the writing, back to your question, when it comes down to the writing, you know what I mean? I am spiritual,
Mhm.
and I am a street dude. It's just that now I have a balance of both because I've matured. So that, again, things I used to do, I don't no longer do.
Yeah.
My attitude is still there though. You know what I mean? It all depends.
Well,
But
it's gonna be there. You just have a
not,
little control
I'm
over it. That's a
I'm not wilding out. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
that's the maturity, and that makes what I write even more divine, because I can relate. I'm not scared to tell people I got a 9 to 5 job. I've been there 16 years. I work at a group home. Because of HIPAA laws, I can't tell you what, you know what I mean, on air, like, where I work. But I work at a group home. You know what I mean? I make more money doing music than I do that, but my job is not based on the money. It's based on mentorship,
Mentor. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, and being a positive light in these young men's lives.
But that's where I work too. I work at Children's Crisis Treatment Center. So that down Delaware Avenue,
Oh
right
yeah.
there,
Yeah, I know that.
right across from the old casino. The ship with the river. It's the river something now, but
Yeah. I mean, I work in Camden, New Jersey. I
yeah,
work for a big advocacy program out there.
yeah, that's dope. That's
About mentorship.
yeah, I love them kids, man. I love working with them, man. They 5 years old to 9, so they kind of babies too. But they've been abused. It's a lot. It's a lot with them.
I have teenagers from 17 to 21.
Okay, yeah.
Like, so even, like, it's the crazy thing is, like, and it don't even matter even with this job or like other jobs that I worked at. You know what I mean? I've been in the same field,
Yeah,
but now you can't get that over on me, Playboy. Like, you know what I'm saying?
that's
So,
right.
like,
That's right.
nah, yeah, you
It'll be
can't not.
on the streets, so we relate to what they do.
I did that already, man. Try
Yeah,
again. You
that's
know,
right. That's
do
right.
that with them. Don't do that with me.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's right, man. I want to get through some of these questions because
you got it.
I got a bunch of them joints, but I know I ain't gonna get through all of them. But
Yeah, man.
it's
I mean, if this joint time out and you want to resend me a link, bro, I got time. I got the 9:30. You know what I mean? I'm going to see Spider-Man. So
you want to get off 9:30?
no, I'll be. I mean, if we rolling, but I got my tickets for 10 o'clock though. You know
Oh,
what I
cool.
mean?
All right, well, we're gonna be done by now. That's all.
I ain't rushing. Like, yo, like, I'm good. I
No,
drive
we're gonna be done by now, so you can
drive
make
like
your
I'm in New York and Philadelphia. I don't care about the boulevard speed cameras. It's not even
right,
my license plate.
right. I hear that. I hear that, man. They ain't playing out here no more though. They
Nah,
not. They not playing. But I want to go to this. We talked about Buddha. I just want to know, did you, well, of course, did you know the Wu like that? or did Buddha Monk take you around and was showing you everybody? And how did you actually get with everybody? The Wu.
I knew certain people. I didn't know the main ones at the time.
Okay.
I was around Brooklyn Zoo. I was around my brother. My brother was always around people.
Yeah.
Ironically, my brother's not the one who founded me. You trying to
Okay.
figure out how to make you trying to find out how that makes sense, right?
I'm just trying. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for more.
My brother, like, bro, he didn't want me to do this.
Yeah. He didn't want you to get involved.
Nah, he didn't want me to do this. And like, yo, so every time they was in the studio, sit next to the engineer, just ask questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, yo, those are the lessons. Like, nah, because he wanted to be like he said, if you want to do this, though, you got to know everything. And that's why I think I take mixing and mastering like to
Yes.
the levels I do. Yo, he push a button, you ask him why he doing what it do. I had a
Yeah.
notebook, you know what I mean? But Killer Priest found me. Ironically,
Okay. Okay.
his name Priest.
I
We still,
interviewed him too. Yeah.
you know what I mean? He found me on MySpace. Um, is a song on my album that was shelved. Um, The Sacrifice, right? Remember
You
I told you
found. Yeah. He told me. Yeah.
so this is how it happened. That album got shelved.
Wow.
I leaked it on MySpace.
Oh, okay. So they heard it.
But yeah, like so all the I was a I knew who they was, you know what I'm saying? Like I was a crazy Sons of Man fan. I was a Wu fan. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I was a Public Enemy fan. Like I'm a fan of hip hop. But of course I followed all the Wu brothers, you know what I mean? And he heard the song Cry Along and he inboxed me. I'm like, now he didn't know this. Now my rap name is not based off of him. My grand my stepfather's mother, my grandmother, she gave me my name. She set me down. We had to go do a lineage. I had so many other names before we came up with Judah Priest. You know what I mean?
Because it is
And
similar a little bit, just a little bit.
it's definitely similar, a lot
Yeah.
similar.
Yeah.
It's even similar to Judas Priest who keep trying to sue me, but keep losing.
Yeah.
Uh,
Judas. Yep. Him too. But go
but
ahead.
um, but he didn't know like he was like Priest was like the first artist I heard that was speaking street knowledge and Bible, and that was everything that I was into, and I was already writing like that. So he made
Yeah.
me step my pen game up. You know what I mean? He didn't even. I don't even think he know it to this day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He messaged me on MySpace. I was like, "Hey, no way in hell this real."
Yeah.
But it's like, so I don't know if Buddha played the part in that because he don't get in the mixes like with me and the
Mhm.
other. But
Yeah.
he messaged me like, yo, I love this song, yo. Here my number, call me. I called him, it was him. I was like, nah, this ain't happening. And
Yeah.
at the same time, so in the same day, because of MySpace, and MySpace was the only place that I had music playing.
It was
I ain't,
popping. Yeah.
you know what I mean? Chamber Music I followed Chamber Music was always on their site, you know what I mean, on their website.
Yeah.
Because they had downloadable tracks that I didn't have and all that. And they hit me on MySpace one day. Ironically, I was going back to New York that Saturday when I got off the A train and whatnot. My phone rung. I had a
Mhm.
choice. I had a choice to go meet up with Priest in Brooklyn
Yeah.
or
Or
or go to Long Island, you know what I mean, and meet with the label. I chose to go to the label. Actually, no, Priest ain't answered the phone.
so you went to the label.
I went to the label. And that was probably the greatest thing, you know what I mean? Because the first song that I got recognized on was a song called Call the Goons Out. It was a diss record because we had brothers that was with us, Helkito, the dude named Dela, bless the dead. He passed away about a year or two ago.
Yeah.
But be with us, we had a squad called Chamber Squad, me, Young Bud, which is Mugga Beats, is my little brother, and a couple other people. And I remember, I remember Buddha, and Babyface Finster was in Iceland
Yeah.
and whatnot. So he was already he was away when I came up back to New York from Philly, and I ended up that night that I had to meet with him with Priest or them. I went up there. They signed me that day. You know what I mean? Standard contract, but again, watch how everything come full circles. I know everybody gonna be like, well, why didn't he have a lawyer look over the contract?
Yeah.
because my old managers, if you go back to the beginning of this interview, they gave me a book and I had to study a book
You
of
had to
content.
study. You was walking with the headphones.
So
Yeah.
I already knew what type time it was. I made
Yeah.
changes,
Yeah.
red pen and everything.
Yeah.
Um,
But you was in Philly on Lehigh reading that book because you was walking up to Wyoming, right?
yeah, yeah. But now when I went to New York though, I didn't get on Amtrak and none of that. I got on the R7, took it to Trenton and got on the New York train and let me off at Madison Square Garden and then hopped on the LIRR, you know what I mean? Took that to West Hampstead over to
Okay.
Conway. You know
Okay.
what I mean? So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
like I was in motion. I was in these streets.
I see. I see. I
I
see.
mean,
Yeah.
and he signed me. There's like, yo, because it's a record label in a record shop,
Hmm.
and you know, they gave me the latest Holocaust album at that time. They gave me three of his albums because the only time that you heard Holocaust, which was another one of my favorite rappers, was on the Wu-Tang Killer Be the Swarm joint.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yep. I mean,
Ironically, my first Wu-Tang feature was Holocaust.
that's right.
Theater of Pain and Capadonna. But yeah, like so everybody that I've ever met, not just Wu Brothers, like, and me and my manager just had I think that's the question was a setup because before we got on, me and her was having a question because I was messing with her. I sent her two pictures of me and meth.
Hmm.
just picking with her.
Yeah.
But yeah, like everybody that I've met was organically and we met because of music, but we don't do music together without a brotherhood. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like I've come close with Hellraiser, Timbo King, Capadonna, Meth, um, Ghost. I don't talk to him as much. You know what I mean? Like, well, right now I'm on my 144 thing, so I really don't talk to nobody but my brother, if unless I need to. You know what I mean? Um, I've done, like I said, Sadat X. My first album, Valley of Kings, Chub Rock, you know what I'm saying? Gave me a verse. I got a verse from one of the brothers from Beastie Boys, you know what I mean? On
Okay. Okay.
the
Okay.
track. You know what I mean? So like everybody, like even if you look at my albums, if you made my album, it wasn't because like, I need you on this track because you who you are. Like, nah, like everybody who makes my albums is because I have a personal brotherhood with,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
sisterhood, even with with our queens that's on there. So just like, I try to be thorough to people. I try to, always present that humility, you
Yeah.
know, and be like, I don't smoke or drink because I want to be a sober mind when I first meet people. So they
That's
they
right.
first be the right impression.
That's
You know, I
right.
mean, need a
That's right.
do-over, but that first one that you messed up is still in their head, you
That's
know.
right. That's right.
And like I've met a lot of brothers. Keith Murray, like that's my bro.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. Keith
Red,
called me. Yeah. I went out there with him. I did an interview with Keith out Long Island. We was out
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yo,
Oh, yeah.
he told me come out there. He was like, look, come out here and meet me at he said come to his matter of fact, I came to his crib. So I rode up there. He had his daughters in there. They was like, well, my dad ain't the dad on his way. He said, can you wait? And I waited outside and he came up. And then man, him went to a park out there. We did an interview right in the park, this big park up there.
Yeah, word. Um, Elder Sensei on all of them, like
I interviewed him too. Yeah.
one of the first, like real talk, like the first major tour that I went on was with Razcast.
Okay, okay,
You know
okay.
what I mean?
Raz Jazz.
Um, And then I mean, again, also lived in Shaolin. So, you know what I mean? When I started taking like music, because music really always I was always serious about, but I was an athlete too. I left that part out. I was playing more football than basketball. I played basketball from AAU all the way to pro. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, after I tore my knee, I was probably like, I want to say like 20. My oldest daughter's like, her mom was like, you either gonna be a rapper, you gonna be a ball player.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, I'm injured right now, so I guess I can't do this. So I'm just gonna really, really focus on music, and it was just really off to the races. It was off to the races then, But everybody that I met, was just really organic, not because my brother.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. That's dope, man. Yeah. So now we know how the Wu came about. So at this time, you don't really talk to them as much, but you and Buddha Monk, your brother, y'all still connected.
I just talked to him yesterday, to be honest with
Yeah,
you.
that's cool
It's
too.
not, it's not that, no, listen, here's my thing, right? I try not to talk to I be honest with you. I don't I don't talk too much. Period. Nowadays, it don't matter if it was Wu-Tang or the brothers when I was with G Unit and all that. Like, I yeah, my 144 is my focus because you know what I'm saying the branding is my brainchild. So I really got to focus on it. And
Right.
even though it's been running since 2007, like to right now, like I have to focus. You know what I mean? And everybody else is doing their thing too. So I never want to feel as though I'm being a burden. I
Yeah.
might shoot text like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
if anybody from Wu Tang that I'm talking to outside of my brother now, for real.
Yeah.
Well, I did just talk to Cat the other day, but I needed something. I really
Yeah.
did need him to clear something for me, clear a sample for me. But I talked to Ron, like Ron Brecker, shout out to my brother Ron Brecker. You know what I mean? Like, he heard about my pop and everything. That's my brother. So it's like we already was in communication all the time. But
Yeah.
he don't even worry about the Wu-Tang affiliation, like, you know what I mean? Like he doing his thing, I we do what we do over here, but we always connecting.
Yeah,
Um
very connected.
not be honest with you, it's not even just a Wu-Tang thing, too, because I built with Duck Down also, you know what I mean?
Buckshot and all them, right?
Like, so I deal with them. So I can send you videos, like, you know what I mean? I was on the 25th anniversary Smith and Wesson tour before
Yeah.
Sean passed and all that. I was at the Brooklyn show, and I'm like, and right now I'm running with Vault Music. So Vault Music, Ron Ricker and his team of 144, we a family. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that's those my everydays. You know what I mean? Shout out to my brother Silence the Fifth Coke. You know what I
Okay.
mean? All them. El Haggard, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Ron Record, like those is our every day when I gotta talk, and it has nothing to do with Wu Tang or anything else. But
Yeah.
when it comes to like any Wu Tang stuff, like I'm just really focused on what we doing right
That's
now.
right. That's right.
If y'all need me, call me. If I need you, I'm gonna do the same thing, and we tap in. I got members that Hellraiser, like we always tapping in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But right now, man, my eye on the prize, and they eye on their
That's
prize.
right. That's right. So you doing you, they doing them.
Yeah, when it's time to
Okay.
connect, we're gonna connect. Like, matter of fact, yeah, I put it out there now. So I'm gonna put it out there. So there's a new squad being formed within the Brooklyn Zoo under you know what I mean, just under that. It's called Zoo Mafia.
Zoo Mafia. Okay.
Yeah, so after a year here, my brother, what I mean, he think I'm a superstar now. I'm like, no, that's just not it. I
Yeah.
finally I finally agreed to appear. You know what I mean? So you got Zu Bulliez, you know what I mean? Them dirty boys, all of them, you know what I mean? A
Yeah.
lot of Brooklyn Zoo members,
They had a team. Yeah.
yeah, the originals and the new incarnation, Bricks the Boss and everybody. It's going out on Chamber Music. We're working on it right now. Um, so yeah, we're like, we working. I just don't talk to everybody every day.
Yeah. 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 That's cool. I understand you
But
get it in.
144, you know what I mean? The whole conglomerate, and then there's another conglomerate within 144 that is still 144, but we call it the enforced, like 144, the enforcers, you know what I mean? It's my core, it's me, Supreme the Resurrector, E Supreme, Theotis, Joe, and Twist Flavor. You know what I mean? That's the project that I'm working on, like right now. So when people hear the music, that's how you want to see them on the projects. You want to see me at their shows. You want to see them at my shows, and we're gonna be doing shows together. You know what I mean? People like my sister Fire Nation. She knows she doing her thing. Lights Out doing his thing. You know what I mean? Grand Centennial doing his thing. Smooth Mass Beats is 144. He going by the Smizzer now. He just produced a whole album for Hellraiser. You know what I mean? So we all working.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. They got some, yeah. I got some things going on.
Yeah,
Wow.
we just, I'm working on the 144 album and the Legend of Sleepy Hollow Volume 2, Blood Moon. So like, we all over, man. So like if I had time to talk to everybody, then I'm not doing my job.
Yeah. You're not doing your job. So you staying busy with what you done. You know what I
Not
mean?
true and day. Like,
I just missed you too, because you came out 48th and Parkside. It was a show with Del P. It was Del P. It was EST,
Yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah.
DJ Tough Crew. I was with Tough. I was with DJ Too Tough, and I was videoing everything.
That's my
So,
big that's my big brother right there.
yeah, and we went back all the way to the back, that little slide,
Yeah,
little
yeah.
back,
I
little
was in there.
yeah, yeah. So we back there with them, but I filmed so much that I ran up my SD cards, so I bounced, but I never came back. And I think they said you was coming on. I missed your performance. It was a couple people who was coming on, but I got a lot of footage though. I'm like, damn, Judah was out here.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I'm always out there. I was just in Container Village last week with 144.
yeah, yeah. See, oh, they always have stuff out there. That's my first time in there.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean. I run with THE. I run with THE and the Hip Hop Foundation of Philadelphia.
Okay, okay,
He has a radio show, the 2 hour show. So when my brother called, you know what I mean, I'm around, yo, I'm always gonna pull up. Like
yeah,
they got a show tomorrow night at the Dialect Paradise. You know what I mean? My brother Jux Diamond, like he's another one. I left him out. I don't know how I left him out, but Jux Diamond, that's my brother. So what I was saying about Ron Record
yeah,
and Jux Diamond too. I don't know how I forgot
yeah,
about Jux.
yeah,
My
Jukes, yeah,
brother,
Jukes, yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Mhm.
We working, we working. Yo,
Yes.
Jux, I apologize right now, Lord. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I'm supposed to be popping out to go support Jux, but they gonna be at the Dialect Paradise on Baltimore for Baltimore. You know,
Okay, okay.
so,
Yeah,
so Container Village always doing things, THE always doing things, so cool.
yeah. That's dope how they do that, man. Bring y'all down, bring y'all in there. Yep. Just real quick, when you think of Judah Priest, man, yourself, it isn't just a solo. You're not just a solo artist. You build platforms like 144,000 shows and few LLC to empower independent voices. How do you explain the mission behind 144,000 to independent artists who wants to be a part of the movement?
Oh, I'll be the first to tell you. I was always adding people regardless. You know what I'm saying? But
Oh,
it was really like we stopped, but well, I ain't gonna say we stopped, but people before you even get on with us though, just
yeah.
because I'll be like, yo, you with us, like we had to build the foundation up. You know what I mean? We had to build the chemistry. Shout out to my brother Jay Easy Awkward too. You know what I mean? Philly artist, phenomenal artist. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He though, like people just think that you part of a conglomerate just come in, we rock out and we put our songs
Okay.
together.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
that, man. Like everything I've been saying throughout the night, man, was based off of you know what I mean, brotherhood and you know what I'm saying, and unity. You know what I mean? So that's just really just what it is, man. Like the person doesn't necessarily have to be a part of 144. You know what I mean? We could just have a brotherhood and you will always rock out with us. You know what I
That's
mean?
right. That's right.
It's not about being because I tell people now, like, I give like outside of Sabrina Resurrected Twist Flavor, like I'll be giving people like 2 to 3 years because it's like not that I'm kicking you out, but I want you to also learn from me. Like so this during this time, but like the one you always gonna be 144, but within that, you know what I mean? You got to be building your own brand.
Right.
Because that's how I felt even with the Wu-Tang joint. Like, I'm not always just want to be one. I don't want to just build somebody else's
That's
stuff.
right.
But
Yeah. Yeah. Do your own.
we supposed to build. So, while you here, utilize me, you know what I'm saying, for what I know. Pause. So I had to fix that. Your part, utilize me for what I know, what I could teach.
Yeah.
You master these things. Look for other things yourself. And you don't even got to give me a thank you. You know what I mean? Only
Yeah.
thing that I really need you to only just take the knowledge and give it to
The
somebody.
knowledge. That's right.
But it's based off of unity, you know what I'm saying, in relationship,
Okay.
positive growth. So 2 to 3 years is enough time. You always want to be on the projects. You always want to probably rock out with me anyway, but you should be building your own imprint.
That's right. You have to. You got
Even
to.
even with the artists that's under the record label side, you know what I mean, with 144 Records, man. If
That's right.
listen, if you feel as though that you need this, to step off, it's not where you want to be, like yo, boom, boom, boom. I don't even need no bread back, but we got to work out the publishing and everything. But I want you to succeed. Here's your masters.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So you getting their masters back, and if that was the case.
I never want to own people masters. I never.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I don't want to own them. But you know what I
Yeah.
mean. It's just that work, the work they put in. Like we always, like I said, we do publishing up front. You know what
Hmm.
I mean. So like, as long as I keep my publishing, I don't even be taking a lot. Probably like 10, like 10%, sometimes 15, depending. You
Yeah.
know what I mean.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, I'm fair because I never wanted to jukes nobody. You know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
10%, I'm gonna give you 150, you know what I mean, work percent of work. You know what I mean? Like again,
Wow.
I wanna be in the creative process, you know what I mean? Even if I'm not writing or nothing. I've been doing this since I've been in the industry since I was 7, 48.
Right. Wow.
So
Wow.
it's like, yo, I want to be in that process. You know, I want when you go record, if you don't record with me, I want to go with when you record in that. All right, what you think about this? You know what I
That's
mean?
right. That's
So
right.
I'm even when the record comes out, like my manager would tell you, like even today, the group chat, the song that we were talking about earlier, we
Yeah.
can't, you know what I mean?
We came to party.
Yo, I created a group chat. Yo, here's the splits. Yo, it's Regis. Yo, this joint is Regis. It was me, Deani, Juice the Witch Doctor, the blacksmith,
Yeah.
and my manager. Yo, so the song publishing is already in. It hit yesterday. Here's the percentage. Is the I took screenshots of the publishing splits and I
Okay.
even to them before it was like I submitted it, but now that the
Okay.
submission went through a process, yo,
That's
we
dope.
good.
That's dope.
I was like, yo, I'm in the MLC right now. You know what I'm saying? And I
Yeah.
was registering the song in the MLC. Then I went over to Song Trust, made sure
Hmm.
that everything was right over there. But Song Trust and MLC works together. Then I went to Luminate, did the title registration, got the email back. Yo, screenshot is in there. Went to Media Base, encoded everything. Boom, boom, boom. Yo, it's in there. Then I did a song registration back Illuminate, sent the screenshots right over there. You know what I'm saying? I
That's
work
dope. That's
when it
dope.
comes
Yeah.
radio list. I say this humbly. My radio list is 9,786 radio stations that report to your DRTs, the digital radio trackers, you know what I'm saying, which reports to your publishing. You know what I mean? So when people work with me, they getting full work like we was Def Jam over here.
Right.
You know,
That's dope. That's
now,
dope, man. You on it. You on it, man. Only got two more questions because you got it's almost 50,
I'm not
but
rushing, God. I ain't rushing, so you know what's up. It's whatever. But what I
okay.
will say is, yo, I got three artists that was outside of myself. I got three artists that was Grammy considered 3 times. You know what I mean?
Wow.
In the Kenyan Fire Nation under my label. I was
Yeah.
nominated. I was considered once and nominated. No, I was considered 4 times and nominated for one for the track the testimony that I did with Thea Van Singen that was with Wu-Tang and she sung on the Afro Samurai cartoon. She was
Okay. Yeah.
the song and all that. So like yeah, like we work. I want to see everybody win, man. I don't want to see nobody fail. If you fail, that means that you're not doing something and you're not really in tune with your craft.
Right.
It's
That's
just
on you.
key. You know what I mean? Communication is key. You
That's
know what
right.
I mean?
That's right. That's on them. You play you gave them what you say. You led them to the water, but now they got you know what I mean. They got to go ahead and drink it. It's up to you. It's up to them. But beyond hip hop, you have a solid footprint as an actor, appearing in major projects like Creed 2 and The Account, right?
No, no, yo, that's BS. Yo, how you know that? I know that the account is one thing. The account is one thing. All right, yeah, because
That's right.
that's on YouTube right now. And that's crazy because I didn't see that my old manager,
Until
Gloria Talley, like
yeah,
I was telling her, like she's like, yeah, you was in the movie, da 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 da. I was telling her, but I've never seen the final version.
you never seen it.
Oh no, I have now.
Well,
But
but now, but
so
then
this is 2016. And she calls me one day. She said, "Yo, Judah, was you in this movie called The Account?" I'm like, "Yeah." She said, "I just watched it."
yeah,
How? I done did a whole internet. I did a whole internet search.
search,
Right?
yeah,
I did a whole internet search. Couldn't find it. I found out it was on Netflix DVD, and I
yeah,
was like, but it had no link to go buy it and everything. Alpha Productions, who filmed it, I mean, they disbanded.
yeah,
But I did on LinkedIn, Avril. I found her I was searching everywhere. I went on LinkedIn. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
how you, yeah,
And I
yeah,
found her. I'm like, hey, yo, da 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 da. I was like, yo, I said, yo, it's Deshaun, but yo, you know me, it's Judah. Da, da,
yeah,
da. She said, I remember what's going on. Da, da, da. But I said, look, I ain't trying to get in no trouble. I went on IMDb. I
right,
created it for free, but then I paid for the IMDb Pro,
yeah,
and they didn't credit me. I didn't even know. I didn't never know that the movie came out, so it went uncredited. So I put it on my reel, and then I credited myself, and I was like, look, I don't know if you still know such and such, but I need him to approve that.
yeah.
Hour later, it got approved, but my manager called me and was like, yo, I'm gonna send you a link. Tell me if you know this. Yo, how you get this? It's literally on YouTube. But it wasn't, it's called the account, but on YouTube it's called Will He Find Justice?
Will he find justice?
Crazy thing is, did you watch it? Did you watch
Not,
anything?
no, I didn't watch it, but I was, I got
One,
you.
one is wild because I ain't got no facial hair, bro, on the
Yeah,
joint.
don't say that. I'm gonna sit down. And,
I'm not,
I,
I'm not going to tell you nothing about it,
yeah,
but this. The main character, the one that gets locked up,
yeah,
he's a ball player. Just tell me if this makes sense. On screen, he's a
mm-hmm,
ball player and he is street dude, right? But the real life actor, that was the homie back in the day, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Was a nerd. So I they went, even though they casted him, when I came aboard and they
yeah,
heard how I talk, I had the camouflage, you know what I mean? I had the camouflage pants on with the
yeah,
Timbs.
yeah,
I mean, I ain't gonna front. I used to be blood and all that, so I always had the bandana and all that. Yo, that's
yeah,
why I was gay. I was a gang member, you know what I mean, in the church production, you
yeah,
know what I mean? But like
yeah,
no, like they was like, yo, we want to switch it up. And I played ball. So there's like and so they see me, he played me one-on-one.
mhm.
We was somewhere in Jersey. Matter of fact, I think it was fresh off of Paco line.
Oh, Paco, yeah,
It was on Paco line. It was like two stops before Lindenwold, right?
mhm,
Basketball court out there. I got on Tim's in the middle of the summer, camouflage pants, giving giving dude work, right? Pause. You know what I mean? We left the basketball court to go back to start filming the movie. They was like, look, we're gonna make some changes to the scene.
yeah,
Up into the whole movie. We want to shoot the whole thing over, just these scenes, but we
yeah.
want you to be the main character.
Wow.
And we find himself. I'm like, nah, I can't do that.
Why
I
not?
can't, I can't do that. I can't do that. Why? One, I had just had my daughter. Actually, I'm lying. This is not even yo. So this is like we say. I had my daughter. So this is in 90. This is in 99 when that movie was filmed.
Yeah, it was years ago.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was 99 when it filmed because that's the year my daughter was born. You know what I mean?
mhm,
So I filmed it a couple months after she was born. You know,
yeah,
so it was like I can't do it. I just gotta, it's not a struggle for me to get here, but I'm like I'm working two jobs to support my daughter and then
yeah,
doing that.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, your timetable and like nah, I can't do. And dude was cool. He was a cool brother too. So I ain't want to take an opportunity from him. Also, I
yeah,
was like, I'm good with this role. And I'm still kind of a similar role, you know what I mean, than what they wanted
yeah.
me to do about the basketball. So, but yo, how you know about Creed, God?
I watched it.
You can't even see me. They blacked
But
me out.
you got a little joint. You got a little joint, and plus, when you read, you on the credits.
No, I didn't.
But Google your name and put in Creed. It all comes up.
Get the
Put in Judah, because they always say Judas. They had the other boy Judas, but I put in hip hop artist Judah Priest on Creed. Hip hop or put in rapper, either or rapper or hip hop artist.
I'm doing it right now.
Yep. And I still had something for that the rest of that question though too.
Oh no, no, we gonna get
You ain't did it pull up?
hold on. Hey, what the hey yo.
Do it got your real name or just Judah Priest?
Got Judah Priest on here.
Yeah.
Yo, this wild. Yo, I don't know how you did that. That yo,
Did,
yo,
did
this
they did they give you something small for that, like a small check?
son, they got $100 for that.
Oh, what did they give? They gave you. They got to give you something.
Nah. Yo, listen, bro. Like, yo, real talk. I got $100 and I wasn't even a part of the union guild, son.
Oh
Like, I'm
wow.
not. I was going. Yo, shout out to my job because they let me leave work and go handle that. You know
Oh,
what I
they
mean?
did.
That's another thing I love about my job. And I'm never late and I don't call out. And if I gotta call out, that means something really happened. I've been in
Yeah.
my job for 16 years. So they know about me as who I am as an artist and that I tour.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have, I have a good relationship with them. I work hard. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
good. That's good.
I needed to go do the creed drive. I let them know like a day or two early, like, look, if it's no problem, I don't want to call out, but I know it's last minute that it is like, yo, go. I still end up going to work. I said, I don't got to be there till like 11, 12. I'm going to come in at 6. And
Oh, okay.
I work in Camden, so I'll come in at 6. I'll dip at 10:30. You know what I mean? Get a couple hours in.
Wow.
I was just a walk on extra. And the crazy thing is, like, again, I try to be humble with everything. I only did it just for the opportunity to be
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? And I wanted to prove out like everything that I've done in my life, my career, acting, music, working at the Daily News, working at the Enquirer, doing the upholstery, all that. Even
Yeah.
going back to school and graduate, I always did it to prove to my children, like no matter what you do, you can succeed at anything that you want to put your mind to.
That's right.
Just
Right.
just be humble, be committed and consistent, and have
That's right.
communication.
That's right.
So I just was just doing it as another goal to accomplish to be like, look, your dad did it. You know what I'm saying? And I want you to
Right.
do the same thing when you're ready.
Right.
Right. And I'm sitting there I'm at the table and we having a whole conversation with people. I'm just me. I'm not even cussing. I ain't go outside. I wasn't smoking or nothing. So I was just there. The only thing I did wrong was have a black hoodie on that was had the Chicago Bulls joint, but
Oh yeah.
they didn't notice. They didn't notice that the Chicago Bull logo was all black too. It was just the engraving of it.
Okay. Okay.
Everybody else had to take their logo joint off, but they was like, he just got a black shirt on, he good.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
a logo on in that joint. But the ladies that I was talking to, and we still good friends right now. We don't talk as much, but
Yeah.
um they was the assistants for the movie.
Wow. Wow.
So they was like, so what you do outside of this? I do music. They's like, where can I hear you? I'm like, this is Spotify right here. I don't never tell nobody the Wu-Tang stuff, right? And she was right there. She looked at me.
She listened to it.
Yo, but she seen because everything got that caption on it. You know what I mean? So if you read it, you read it. If you don't, I'm just Judah. I like when people don't know who I am. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so what happened was I had to fill out a form as just being a walk on extra.
Okay.
Sabrina Resurrector was in that movie too, by the way. We
Supreme.
wasn't the same day. Sabrina Resurrector in that,
Supreme. Okay. Okay.
but
Yeah.
so she was like, "Yo, what's your?" She said, "Give me your real name again." So I gave her my real name, Deshawn. Da da da.
Mhm.
She went back and got that paper. She ripped it up. So I got $100. I got $100 just for being who, you know what I mean? Just for being a thorough person.
Yeah.
But then they slid me something on the side off the book on that too. They don't
Oh,
owe
they
me.
did.
They don't even have they ain't even had to do neither one of them things.
Yeah. You was doing it. You was doing it just to get out there.
Yeah, I'm everything that I do, and I mean everything ain't about a dollar. I like money, but you know what I mean. Everything ain't about a dollar. You know
Yeah.
what I mean. So I like having opportunity and being able to place myself in different things. You know what I mean outside
Right.
of the norm. So if you
Right.
think about it as an independent artist, 'cause I'm not signed to nobody. I mean, I'm signed to myself. I'm literally
Mhm.
signed to myself. Like
Wow.
Deshaun owns the company. Judah Priest is the product. I signed myself.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, business 101.
That's dope.
I
That's
have,
dope. You sound
I
yourself.
have I have business meetings by myself too. You know what I mean? So before
Ain't
I
nothing
talk
wrong
about
with that. What
Same.
what, what Cap say? Round table meetings by itself.
I got
Cap said,
I got the owner, I got the A and on, I got the manager of my head, and Judah Priest is the product. So before we talk to Judah Priest, so he needs this, he needs this, he needs this. All right, you do that. Sean, so they Sean, then Sean Gordon, my Facebook name. You know what I
yeah,
mean? That's the engineer. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. You got
You
a whole
know,
you got a whole setup.
and Sean, the Sean the SHAW win. You know what I mean? He the business manager. You know what I mean? I have it in my head. Then I talk to who I need to talk to make sure the Judah Priest thing grow. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
I like just being in different places. I don't want to be in the same, say the same box in the same corner.
Wow,
Whether it's
wow.
music, actor, or anything. I've been on, I done performed on stage, not Broadway. You know what I mean? But yeah, I've done that.
That's dope.
Yo, peace. Salute the kid. Y'all know what it is. It's your boy Judah Priest, the beloved, yo. And I'm rocking out with A Vision.